we are going to get started with our beam circuit. So what I've done is just grab some sports tape and make a balance beam on the floor. So two long strips parallel to each other and then two smaller strips to close off your balance beam on the ends. Now you can use painter's tape, duct tape. If you want to do this outside, you can just make a beam with sidewalk chalk, whatever is most convenient for you, okay? So we're just going to start with some basic walks, and then we're going to take some time to break down a pivot turn, and then we're going to do a fun little handstand station at the end, okay? So you're going to start at the end of your beam, hands on your hips, and the first thing we're going to do is just tippy toe walks. So their goal is just to stay on their balance beam. So you're going forward, one foot in front of the other, then we'll break for just a second. Now we're going to go backwards. So back up on our tippy toes, and we're going to step one foot right behind the other, okay? Really working on learning how to use those tippy toes to walk down the beam. Now we're going to move on to some marching steps. So we're going to put arms up by our ears now. We're going to do a big lift with our knee and step, okay? Working on that balance, standing on one foot on our balance beam, big steps. Now you can go ahead and repeat that. You can make your balance beam as long as you'd like. It is totally up to you. So after doing our marching steps, we're going to do some grapevines. So we're putting hands on our hips. Now we're sideways on our balance beam. And we're going to take one step over, step across, and then that foot's going to go behind and step across, okay? So one foot front, one foot behind. Now when you make it to the end, we're going to stay facing the same way and go back in the other direction. So now we're using the other foot, okay? So in front and behind. In front and behind. You can feel free to slow this down at home so they can really understand the steps going over and behind, okay? All right, so now we're going to go ahead and move on, and we're going to do some jumps down the balance beam. So I'll start on this end this way so you can see me come towards you. And we're going to do just regular hops first, okay? We can do hands on hips. We can make them bunny hops. Easter is right around the corner. So we're going to go ahead and just do hops down the beam. Just small hops all the way down and freeze. And then we're going to do long jumps. So we're going to use our arms for this one. We'll start down by our side and we'll do a big swing, stick it. Okay, stressing those stick it arms. We're going to repeat that throughout our stations so that we understand the importance of stick it. Okay, safe landing position. So we'll do one more, stick. All right, great job. Okay, so now we're going to move on to a pivot turn. So what we're going to do for that is put one foot in front of the other, our dominant foot. We're going to go up on our tippy toes, hands on our hips, and we're just going to turn around. So if you want to start that off of your balance beam first, and then move on to the balance beam, you can do that as well. So now we're going to take that to our beam. So favorite foot in front, we're going to go up on our toes, and we will pivot. Then we can go back up on our toes, and pivot. Whoa, I fell off the beam that time. And pivot again, okay? Now if that's just a little tricky, twisting on the ball of their foot there, we can do little mini steps just to get ourselves turned around. But we do still want them on their tippy toes, okay? We want them as comfortable as possible on their toes. I need to work on my balance apparently. All right, so after a couple turns of pivot turns, we're going to move on to a sideways kick off our balance beam. So you'll stand on your beam with your dominant foot in front. We're going to take our sideways hands, put them on the balance beam, and we're going to kick to a push-up position and hold. Okay? I'm going to show that one more time. So back up on our beam, dominant foot in front, sideways hands, nice and flat on the balance beam, and kick to a push-up position, hold. All right, so that is all we have for our balance beam circuit today. Your challenge for the day is going to be, I forgot. All right, so our challenge today is going to be a log roll down the balance beam. Now, the tricky part about this is that you have to try to keep your belly button on the balance beam the whole way down, okay? So we're gonna start on our belly so we can find that belly button on the beam. And we're gonna lay flat. And we're gonna log roll and try to stay in a straight line. Make sure our belly button is staying on that beam, okay? Arms by our ears, flat, straight legs. All right, don't forget to send us videos of you doing your circuits at home. We would love to see them. We hope you're being safe, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, it's time for our at-home gymnastics class. So for our warm-up today, we're gonna do 30 jumping jacks, okay? So go ahead and get those done, and we'll come back for stretch. All right, so here we go for stretch. Arms up tall, big stretch to the sky, and down to the floor. And hold 10 seconds. And sit on your bottom, butterfly stretch. We're gonna flop those wings and nose to our toes. Hold. And hands on our knees. We're gonna push them down and hold. And straight legs in a pike, arms up tall. And we're gonna reach those hands down to the ground, keeping nice straight legs and pointed toes, very important. Then we'll flex our toes, so toes up to the sky. And we're gonna reach, grab those toes, and try to pull our heels off the ground. If you cannot accomplish that with straight legs, I want you to just reach as far as you can with flexed feet, okay? And hold. Then we'll open up into our straddle. Nice big press and down to one side. Hold. Remember to keep your knees facing the ceiling and big toes off the ground. Turn those feet out, okay? And another big press. Down to the other side, hold. And big press down to the middle. Try to stretch that belly button to the ground, okay? Nice big stretch and reach. And we're gonna shake it out and get ready to roll our ankles. So grab one foot, big circles forward. Make sure you are using your hand to rotate your foot, okay? We get a nice, good stretch that way. So forward and backwards. And other foot, big circle forward and backwards. Great, up on our hands and knees, stretch our wrists. Make sure we have completely flat hands, no tippy toe thumbs, okay? We're gonna keep those flat on the ground. Rock forward and backwards. Again, all of these are with straight arms. We're going side to side now, and upside down, big hold, and backwards, turning those fingertips towards your knees, another big hold, and we're gonna stretch those shoulders, arm across your chest, grab your elbow and hold, and then we're gonna switch, other arm and hold. Arm up behind your head, big reach, grab that elbow and pull. And other arm, flat on your back, grab your elbow and pull. And we're gonna shake it out. All right, time for our splits. So up on our knees, just like we've done before, foot in front. Pressing those hips forward, keeping our chest nice and tall. And then we're gonna push those hips back, leaving our legs just how they were. Reaching down to the ground, hands by our foot. If you can reach further, that is great. Head down And then we'll slide into our split and hold. I want to know how many of you were able to do your splits and hold your arms out, okay? Post in the comments below or send us a picture or video of you doing these stretches. We want to see how flexible you guys are getting at home, all right? So we're going to hold this for about 10 seconds. And then we'll do the other leg. So back up on our knees and we'll put the other foot in front. Press those hips forward. And straightening that front leg, hands down by your foot, head down and hold. And we'll slide into our split, keeping our front leg nice and straight, okay? Hold for about 10 seconds. And then we'll come out and we will do our straddle split. So facing sideways now. Up off the ground, hands on our hips. We're sliding those feet down and out. Then we'll put our hands on the ground, shoulder width apart, and go down to our elbows and hold. Another 10 seconds. And come out. Go ahead and shake it out. Then we'll go ahead and lay flat on our back for our bridge. Remember your pizza hands. You're gonna push that belly button to the sky as high as you can, all right? Hold it for about 10 seconds, then we'll rock and roll. And we'll get started with our balance beam circuit. All right, so for balance beam today, we're gonna get creative and use some tape to make our own balance beam, okay? So I just use some sports tape, but painter's tape or washi tape, duct tape, sidewalk chalk, if you do this outside, works just as well, okay? So all I did was 2 long strips parallel to each other and then 2 short strips to close off the ends of your beam. Now you can make this longer if you'd like, but not too short because you do want them to get a nice long distance going down the beam, okay? So the first walk we're gonna do is just a regular forward walk, but we're gonna do all of our walks on our tippy toes, okay? Really stressing being on the balls of our feet. So hands on our hips, we're just gonna do tippy toe walks forward. And then we're gonna turn sideways. Again, back up in releve, just trying to hold those heels up off of the ground. And we're gonna go sideways, all the way down. And then we're gonna go backwards, okay? So we're turning around and going backwards, one foot directly behind the other. Woo, I'm losing my balance. All right, so go ahead and repeat that twice. We wanna get those walks in, and then we're gonna move on to our next station, okay? Now all of our stations are just gonna be right on our balance beam, so that makes it nice and easy. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do here is a releve hold. Now this is gonna be very important for progressions later on with our stations and circuits, okay? So dominant foot goes in front. We're gonna go up on our tippy toes. Now, we can start with legs apart, but our goal is going to be feet actually touching. So the heel of your front foot touching the back foot, okay? So we'll do a releve hold, and we're just gonna do that for 5 seconds. We're gonna engage our arms now, so those are gonna go up with us. We'll start legs apart until we get nice and steady, and we're able to bring those legs a little closer together. So we'll do a 5-second hold here. Now, I'm sure they've heard a million times in class, if we can see your ears, your arms are not tall, okay? So we wanna make sure those ears are covered when we're doing arms up by our ears. So we're gonna do that again, and I'm gonna show feet touching this time. So we'll take a nice big step, get those feet to touch, and a 5-second hold. Great job. We're gonna go ahead and relax, okay? All right, so now that we've got the releve down, that's how we do our pivot turn. So, again, dominant foot in front. You can start legs apart for this one, and again, work your way to feet together. We're gonna do hands on hips just to help our balance. We'll go up on our toes in our releve, and then we're going to pivot, okay? All right, so when they do that turn, they just wanna twist on the ball of their foot there, all right? We're not taking any steps, and we're not gonna switch our feet around. So I'll demonstrate that one more time, up in our releve, and we're just going to pivot. All right, great. So now we're gonna move on and we're gonna do some quarter turns, all right? So we're gonna stand on our dominant foot here. Our back foot's gonna go into a flamingo hold, all right? So we're gonna go up, point a toe to our ankle. So for our more advanced kiddos, we can go up to the knee, all right? That's gonna make it a little trickier to balance, but I believe that you guys can do it, all right? We wanna push ourselves. So we'll go toes to the ankle bone here, and we're going to do our beach ball arms. So we're holding a nice big beach ball, and all we're gonna do is do a small turn to our left. So we'll go turn, okay? Then we'll come back up, go up on our toe again, and turn to our left again. And we'll go back up on our toes and turn to our left one more time. And then we're gonna complete the circle and finish the way we faced, okay? So the biggest thing to remember there is that we're going up on our toes, all right? Everything we do today is on our tippy toes, okay? All right, so you can go ahead and work on those once or twice, and then I know that we have done some half turns before, so if we're gonna go ahead and do those, we will go back into our flamingo stand, that's our beach ball, and we'll go all the way to face the opposite direction. So our half turn here. So we'll pull up to our toes and turn. Okay? All right, so after that, we're gonna move on to do some scales. Now, these will not be on our tippy toes. These are flat-footed skills. So we're gonna stand on our beam, stand on our dominant leg. Arms are gonna go out into our airplane, and we're gonna hold a leg behind us for 5 seconds. Now the big thing here is nice straight legs, both our base leg and the leg we're holding up pointed toe, and we're keeping our chest really tall. We don't wanna stretch forward, okay? We're gonna keep our chest nice and tall. So we're doing a 5-second hold there, legs behind, but then we're also gonna do a 5-second hold with our legs in front. So we're working on strength and balance. So again, arms out, and now we'll pull our leg in front, okay? Now, I don't need the leg to be all the way up. I just want you to hold it as high as you can with a straight leg. That's the most important thing here, okay? Nice tight shapes. So we'll do our arm out and hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'll take a rest for a second. Now, when we do it the second or the third time, I want you guys to go ahead and combine those. So we'll hold behind and then immediately move our leg to the front to hold for another 5, okay? So we'll start behind 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll bring that leg forward and hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right? Great job, everybody. So we're gonna move on to jumps now, all right? So we're gonna do feet on the balance beam, not all the way together. I tell my kiddies we put the meatball in the cave. So the ball of that foot's gonna go right in the curve of our other foot, okay? So we're just a little off. We're gonna put our arms down by our side, and we're gonna give a slight bend to our knees to get ready for our jump. We're gonna do a nice big pencil hop. So we're just gonna stretch and stick on the beam, okay? So we'll do about 2 or 3, making sure we're staying on the balance beam, and now we're gonna do the arms. So, slight bend. When we do our jump, our arms are gonna stretch tall to the sky, and then they'll come back down by our side. So we're gonna do our jump with our arms down. So nice light bend, we'll do a big stretch, up, stick, okay? Now same as our scale, we wanna keep a nice tall chest. If we look down, where are we gonna go? Fall down. So we keep our chest up nice and tall, okay? So we'll do about 2 or 3 jumps, and then we're gonna move on to our challenge of the day. So on our balance beam, we worked our handstands last week, so we're gonna give ourselves a challenge and try to stay on our balance beam for our handstands, okay? So I'm gonna show you that quickly. We're gonna put our dominant foot in front, remembering that nice strong lunge. Front leg is bent, back leg is straight, and our arms are nice and tall, okay? We will stretch, give a nice hop, and stand up. okay? Now, for handstands, on our balance beam, we have to do butterfly hands. So you're pulling those thumbs together. That's what's going on our beam, okay? Nice flat hands. So I'll show that one more time, and I want you guys to try to stick 3 handstands on your beam. So here we go. Dominant foot in front, back leg straight, arms tall by our ears. Remember, they need to be covered, and we'll stretch forward through our T, and butterfly hands, stand up. All right, that's all for today. I cannot wait to see your pictures and videos, and stay safe. We'll see you next week.